At some point, age is supposed to win. That's the rule we accept across every demanding sport. Speed fades, recovery slows, margins disappear. And eventually, even the greatest athletes are forced to negotiate with time instead of confronting it. Tennis, more than most sports, enforces that rule brutally. It demands explosive movement, endless change of direction, and mental clarity that must survive for hours at a time. Matches don't last minutes. They stretch into 4, sometimes 5 hours. They punish hesitation, they expose weakness, and historically, they end careers early. Roger Federer stepped away as his body finally refused to keep up. Rafael Nadal's career was slowly worn down by injuries that even his will couldn't outlast. Serena Williams left knowing the physical cost had become irreversible. Andy Murray fought longer than most, but eventually accepted what his body was telling him. What Novak Djokovic is doing no longer fits inside normal explanations. At 38 years old, he isn't surviving on nostalgia. He isn't hanging on. He isn't choosing moments carefully to protect what's left. He's still competing and beating players who were children when he won his first Grand Slam. The modern tennis player is built differently, younger, faster, louder, raised in academies designed to extract maximum athletic output as early as possible. Their bodies are tuned for peak performance in their early 20s. That's the generation Novak Djokovic is facing now. Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, players 14, 16 years younger, athletes in what should be their physical prime. Players whose games are supposed to overwhelm anything older, slower, or less explosive. And yet, at the Australian Open, Djokovic didn't look like a relic fighting memory. He looked like the standard. In the semi-final against Sinner, the world number 2, Djokovic absorbed pace, redirected pressure, and waited, not passively, precisely. He survived the hardest moments, the longest rallies, the stretches where legs burn and lungs beg for shortcuts. And when the match reached the point where nerves mattered more than speed, it tilted toward him. That's the part that unsettles people, because this wasn't just endurance, it was control. Djokovic's career is often reduced to numbers. 24 Grand Slams, dozens of finals, records stacked on records. But numbers don't explain how he's still here. What separates Djokovic now isn't power or flair. It's efficiency under stress. His movement is quieter than it used to be, but it's cleaner. His defense isn't reactive, it's anticipatory. He doesn't chase balls, he arrives early. And mentally, the gap is still enormous. In matches that stretch beyond 3 hours, when younger players begin negotiating with doubt, Djokovic remains exact. He doesn't rush. He doesn't panic. He plays each point as if fatigue is a variable to be managed, not an enemy to be feared. That mindset didn't come from talent. It came from survival. What makes this era different is not that Djokovic is winning. It's who he's beating, and when he's beating them. This isn't golf. This isn't skill preservation. This is a sport where every match is a stress test for the body and the mind. And at an age where most athletes have already transitioned into legacy roles, Novak Djokovic is still forcing the future to wait. Not loudly, not dramatically, but relentlessly. What makes Novak Djokovic's moment important isn't just what he's winning, it's what he's quietly showing. For a long time, sport has treated age like a deadline, something fixed, something final. You peak, you decline, you step away. That idea shaped how athletes trained, how teams planned, and how fans understood greatness. Djokovic is gently challenging that story, not by denying age, but by working with it. If he wins another Grand Slam at this stage of his career, it won't just be about records. It will be about possibility. It will suggest that careers don't have to be rushed, that athletes don't need to burn everything at once, that excellence can be built slowly, protected carefully, and extended thoughtfully. That idea matters far beyond tennis, because young athletes grow up believing their best years are limited. And older athletes are often told their time has passed, regardless of how they feel or perform. Djokovic is offering a different picture, one where development doesn't stop at a certain number. It evolves. What he represents now is balance between ambition and patience, between intensity and recovery, between pushing forward and knowing when to pull back. That balance is something sport has struggled to teach, and it's something people outside sport understand deeply. This is why his presence still resonates even when he doesn't win every match, because he's showing that longevity doesn't have to mean lowering standards. It can mean redefining them, training smarter, listening more closely, respecting the body without surrendering the goal. That's not just a lesson for athletes. It's a lesson for anyone trying to do meaningful work over a long time. If Novak Djokovic wins again, it won't mean the future is blocked. It will mean the future is learning. Learning that greatness doesn't always arrive early, that experience still has value, that patience can be powerful, and that success doesn't have to be fast to be real. Sport moves quickly, records fall, new stars rise. But sometimes one athlete slows the picture down just enough for everyone to see something clearly. Not how long you can last, but how well you can keep going. That's what Novak Djokovic is offering now. Not a challenge to youth, not a rejection of change, but proof that excellence, when cared for properly, can remain meaningful far longer than we expect.